fired.
What?
You're fired.
What for? Facial sabotage?
Jenny,
Problem?
I want her fired today, now.
Don't worry, Kath, it'll be all right.
No, it won't be all right, Kath. Pack up your weapons of optical destruction and get out.
You realise you're beginning to sound like it.
I mean it, Kath.
Stay where you are, Kath. Jenny?
This is not Jenny's decision, Jeremy, or yours.
At 8 p.m, it's movie time with the
I'll talk
network
about
premiere of smash
good.
hit Bullet
You
Man
can tell him I'll return
2.
his wife's casserole
And
dish
after
at our
that,
dinner
at
next
20
week.
past 10, Dr. Adrian Atkinson-Blimey returns with a new season
Jenny?
of Incisors. And his very first guest is popular parrot Hamilton
Sorry, Kath, you're gonna
Sportbox.
have to leave.
At 11:30, it's a double bill for popular transatlantic comedy That Nuns
Letting it go to your head.
She nearly
Before at
blinded
12:30,
me.
10 seconds,
I thought you
everybody!
were part of a team these
with
days.
Sally
Things are better,
Pang
Jeremy,
to close
never.
out this evening's entertainment.
Stop being so
Going in
high and mighty
5,
and do your job.
four,
It's time to
Well,
hand over
three.
to Jeremy, Megan, and all the team at the National Night.
Good evening, I'm Megan Wolfe.
And I'm Jeremy
evening.
Dawes.
I'm
Our
Megan
main
Wolfe.
headlines tonight. And I'm Jeremy Dawes.
The establishment
Our main
strikes
headlines
back.
tonight.
The World
The
Council has
establishment
agreed
strikes
today
back.
to impose
The World
punitive
Council has
sanctions
agreed
on the
today
people
to
of this
impose
country.
The sanctions, which are broad-ranging, include restrictions on the supply of oil and gas, food, clothing, and even some medicines. But how should we react? We asked the public. But how should we react?
So how do you feel about the sanctions?
I actually think that with advance in charge we'll be fine. Of course the rest of the world will want us to fail, or it will be their billionaires next. But I trust Julia and Peter.
Thanks, Patrick. Fascinating stuff. Thanks, Patrick.
Popular Prime Minister Julia Salisbury has released a reassuringly brave statement in response to the World Council's controversial announcement.
This international declaration is nothing short of outrageous. We are a democratically elected government with massive popular support. We do not recognise these sanctions. And we encourage other socially progressive nations of the world to both resist and ignore them. Advance have struck fear into the heart of the international community by showing that it is possible to have radical change for the betterment of the many. And whilst I wish we could improve other countries as much as we have our own, we do not rely on the help of others to thrive. This country is entirely self-sufficient. We are a team, now more than ever. And this team is on your side. Thank you.
Defiant stuff. But what do you, the public, think of our government's stance? Robin Shaw found out.
Hi there, I was wondering if you could spend a moment to give us your thoughts on the government.
Honestly, I think they're doing a great job. I know the assets and world checks have made the difference for us for the cost of the little one. And people seem, happier in the main. I always said things would get better with a woman in charge.
Putting the grown-ups to shame. An award today for Camp Busy Fingers, which continues to break all production expectations.
A slightly dazed-looking Sophia Remington presented young foreman Alfie Plank and his team with a certificate, statuette, and a moderately generous tuck-shop voucher.
So, how do the public feel about the Youth Employment Opportunity Scheme? Patrick Bannon again.
What are your thoughts on Camp Busy Fingers?
I love it.
I
just wish they had these kind of chances when I was at school, because if I had real skills, I probably wouldn't have ended up as a waffle waitress. Good for Remington's fists for giving kids a head start.
The delicate sound of thunder. A frightening start for commuters this morning, who were confronted by a somewhat sinister sight as they left their train.
Many travellers reported feeling intimidated by the silent figures who stood motionless outside every major station in the capital. Radical extremist group Disrupt, who organised the show of strength, refused to comment on the meaning of the strange protest.
Or to apologise to this presenter for making him drop his morning bagel.
But how do we feel about these somewhat radical extremists and their upsetting methods? Robin found out.
How do you feel about Disrupt?
Oh, well, now you're talking. Ruddy hero, showing us not to take it lying down like Iris here.
So you both feel they're a cause worth supporting?
Well, Iris doesn't speak on mine, but we're pretty sure there's still one in there, aren't we, love? Wherever it is, it loves Disrupt, fighting the yoinks for our freedom. And what could possibly be wrong with that?
Do you need me to get you some help?
Feast or famine. Resourceful doctors David Wong and Ingrid Sporsborg and Morgan Ford today announced their first successful harvest in Dante's taint. Although they can currently only grow a few fungal strains, the scientists seem to be staying positive as the following picture shows.
The undauntable scientists chose to try and survive in the cave system while the complex rescue operation inches forward up here on dry land.
Let's hope they like stroganoff.
But with Advance planning to spend an eye-watering amount of public money on the rescue craft, we asked Patrick Bannon to find out what we should all be thinking about the accelerating costs.
What are your thoughts on the costs of the rescue? What are your
Oh
thoughts on
my
the
God,
costs of
Patrick
the rescue?
Bannon, wash your mouth out with soap. You can't put a value on human life. You have to spend whatever it takes because one day you might be trapped in an underwater cave system and you would want exactly the same.
I don't think so, actually, because for legal reasons, we're actually not allowed within 31 yards of the coastline. Not allowed within 31 yards of the coastline.
I am not a number. Applications finally opened today for the new Advanced Team membership cards, a scheme by the government to allow fast access to all the new public services being introduced daily.
The team membership cards are entirely voluntary, but will be recognised as legal identification by all major organisations, including the police, banks, and, rightfully, pubs and bars.
And of course, there's no charge, Jeremy.
It all seems too good to be true.
Well, you've always been a cynic. But most importantly, what should you, the public, think about the new team membership cards?
Team membership cards?
Oh yeah, fantastic. I'm applying today. I mean, why wouldn't you? What are these protesters doing? They don't want us to know who their names are. Besides, have you seen the savings you can get? I'm getting one for the little one as well.
How adorable.
Yeah. Going to be a proper little team member, aren't you? Yes. He smiles. He smiles.
And finally tonight, getting stuck in a shameless attempt to cash in on his bad boy status, Shane celebrity Johnny Hamsleeves announced a new line of real ale at a press conference earlier today.
The new brew, entitled Headbutt Ale in reference to his controversies of last year, promises a night you'll pretend you regret.
Or possibly a night you'll pretend you remember.
So what should we all think of Johnny's latest attempt to market his notoriety? Patrick?
Oh my God, fantastic! Oh my God, fantastic!
Wise words there.
Later tonight, in a bit of a switcheroo, it'll be Jeremy in the culture chair, spitting rhymes with popular rapper Jay Zus. And then we'll both be chatting with a familiar team of thespians set to take the nation by storm again.
That's all coming up on tonight's National Night News. National Night News. Thankfully, some news as we return to our main story.
The World Council today agreed that punitive and potentially illegal sanctions should be imposed upon this country. The sanctions, which come into effect immediately, aim to stop the flow of food, fuel and even some medicines from reaching your pockets.
Tonight we have guests from across the continent to discuss this unprecedented situation. For Advance, Peter Clement is at his home in Lanfordshire. Are you there, Peter?
Yes, I can hear you, Jeremy. Thank you for having me.
A momentous day, Prime Minister. Are you shaken?
I don't scare that easy, I'm afraid, old son. And neither do the people of this country.
Well, joining us is Ivan Vodovich, Foreign Minister of Urkistan. Ivan, thank you for being here.
Great pleasure. You, Megan Wolf, are like strongest guard of labour camp, like stuck inside body of crazy, expensive prostitute. In my country, you will be worshipped as a god.
Minister, as one of those arguing most strongly for these sanctions, how do you feel about Advance's defiant stance?
Advance is like man who thinks he has a big career in Moviesland. And actually, he in dirty sanitarium, screaming at beer and holding tiny penis in hand.
He's clearly not from Svenland, then. We have like some of the cleanest mental health facilities in the continent.
And welcome to Svenland's Minister of Mojo, Björk. I'm sorry, we don't appear to have your surname.
It's just Björk, yeah. We don't use things like socially divisive surnames. We don't use things like socially divisive surnames. It's just Björk.
Minister? Right, Björk. Your country spoke in favour of Advance at the World Council today, but you were noticeably absent when it came to the actual vote.
Well, what a surprise! The hippies didn't show up for the prize.
Actually, that's quite racist, because if you must know, we were going to go to the whole like vote thing, but it's actually the festival of Euroland here at the moment, where we honor the old generations. So like we all have to look our grandparents' lineage while the vote was happening, and that's like a really time-consuming process, actually.
You're like sissy man. You had this expression, sissy man. It's like man with tiny penis who like to wash more than once a week.
Actually, that's quite homophobic, yeah.
Oh, stop winding him up, Ivan. We're not back at the Grange now. Sorry, Jeremy. Ivan and I used to play golf back in my media days.
He always wins.
Nothing gives him greater pleasure than grinding people's gears. The more publicly, the better.
You're like man with tiny penis who think he have tiny penis, but actually he discovered that. Could it be? No, it's tiny penis.
Ivan's just worried that when the rest of the world sees how well we're doing, they'll notice all that dosh that he's got squirreled away. Because that's what these sanctions are, Megan. They're the last pathetic gasp of an establishment in collapse. Wolf shut the gates, Ivan, old mate.
Good. It can join others on my wall. Good.
Actually, in Finland, we have like serious animal welfare legislation. Like my friend Helga, she got arrested for killing a butterfly that was hovering over her field thing. I mean, hovering over her field thing. Jam sandwich.
I used to know a girl called Jam Sandwich. I used to know a girl called Jam Sandwich. I wonder what became of her.
We seem to be wandering a little from the news here.
Human interest, Jeremy, the real people behind the headlines and all that. So if you're watching Jan, let's see if we can't organise a reunion.
Crash, I'm not sure about that. I'll have to run it past Mrs. Clement first.
You're like man trying to empty ashes of mistresses into oncoming veins. Soon you have tiny penis and beard full of secrets.
In Finland, we don't really go in for all that restricted monogamy stuff here. We're kind of fluid, actually.
Okay, well, it seems that we are running out of time.
Yes, so before we go to the break, briefly, if you would, gentlemen, with the people of this country facing shortages and
possible shortages and possible shortages.
Yes, of course. Thank you. Possible shortages and power outages. Can you summarise your thoughts for us, Minister Beard?
Well, from here, you all look a bit stupid really arguing about outdated devices concepts like money. In Finland, we replaced currency with a system that barter lived with back in the 1970s, and that's like a really hard to sanction, actually.
Thank you, Minister Votovich. Thank you, Minister Votovich.
It's like man who think he invented perfect trap for giant Newton-hairy bear. And really, he just standing in field
holding his tiny penis. Yes, thank you, Minister. And finally, Prime Minister Clement.
Let me talk to your viewers here, Jeremy. Don't worry, everybody. Don't be afraid, everybody. Don't even lose a wink of sleep. We knew the rest of the world would react this way, and we're ready. As my old man used to say, you can't make a shite pie without blocking a few toys.
Thank you, Prime Minister.
Reassuring words.
Thank you, Prime Minister. We'll be back.
After these messages.
We'll be back.
1 minute back.
Hey, Peter.
1 minute back.
I over your way this weekend. You fancy a quick 9?
Yeah, sure. Front or back?
That's what I hope you're asking Megan Wolf for me.
She's out of your league, mate.
Territory is changing fast.
Thank you for the correction.
That makes other
Well, you have to be more careful.
It's all part of his long-term plan to get fired live on the news at 6 in front of the nation.
Someone warned him it's going a little too well.
Every citizen gets their fair share of the abundant, nutritious food we grow right here in the territory.
This is important. New government censorship should show up in blue. Same as regular censoring. Keep an eye out for the advanced blue waveform.
No one will be left behind. So you can carry on coming together to enjoy life and make wonderful
Are you still meant to bow
We've shown
to
our
foreign
international
royalty?
friends what's
What?
possible when we
Should I
all
just, like,
pool our
curse?
resources and
Hang on.
come together.
Have they
in
given you the Crown
sensitivity
Prince
and
report?
spirit. So don't
Well,
worry about
Megan?
what the rest of the
This is
world
Jeremy,
thinks.
and he'll be interviewing
Save
you.
your concern for those around you, your family.
Yo, thanks for having me on your show, man.
It's quite all right.
Yo, just a quick one. You're not going to ask me about the chimp, are you?
Live in 10 seconds.
He put that get up on himself.
Advance.
I'm just saying.
Let's keep on setting a shining
Going in
example
5,
together.
4, 3.
Welcome back. I'm Megan Wolf. Later, we have an exclusive first look at a theatrical sensation everyone's going to be talking about. But first, it's time to go over to the culture spot with lovely old Jeremy Donaldson, who's joined by a very special guest.
Thanks, Megan. I have the honour and privilege of being joined by hip-hop royalty. He's been called the son of the streets and the father of truth. Not sure how that works, but whatever. Let's welcome Jesus! Let's welcome Jesus!
Thanks, Jeremy. Yeah, it's a real honour to be here on this show. Yeah, it's a real honour. You know, as a kid on the streets, I used to watch you through a window of the shop. So to be here right now is crazy.
You've had quite the journey to be here today. Can you tell us about it?
You know, I try not to. The past is the past, and I don't like to dwell on it. But yeah, man, the streets is all I remember. My mother donated me to a charity shop soon after I was born. Elderly lady took pity on me. And she let me sleep on a pile of crime fiction until I taught myself how to walk.
Wow, that's quite the childhood.
And she died tragically. Right there in my arms, man. Right there in my arms, man. You know, I remember a tear falling as she laid there next to the used homeware. And in that moment, I became a child of the streets. I was just 18 months old.
What a tale. What a tale. What a tale. You're known for your direct and honest lyrics. Was your style informed by your troubled past?
Like I said, I try not to talk about it. It's just it's just too hard.
Of course.
But my first album is about the story of the first 4 times I stole, so I wouldn't starve. A small group of infants came to see me as their de facto leader. They call me Mr. Cheese Slice. Anyway, we were like a family.
So it would seem. Recently, you've been quite outspoken about the government.
Yeah, fuck the government. Fuck Advance. Fuck Peter Clement.
What is it that you object to so vehemently?
Well, you know, they stole from us. They're taking our money and spending it, man.
Actually, homelessness has been all but eliminated in the last couple of months.
So?
Surely that's a cause close to your heart?
Yeah, nah, of course, man, very much so. I just mean, why do I have to pay for it, you know?
People have been rehoused on property seized from the historically wealthy. And that couldn't have been you, could it?
Look, I worked hard to be here. I built this from nothing, and I deserve to be rewarded for that.
Would you say you worked harder than, say, a farmer or a care worker?
But if people are taking something from my music, choose to value it, buy it, who's to say I don't? And no one can take that away from me.
Vulnerable children. Mr. Cheese Slice.
What is it you're trying to say?
I just don't understand where you've placed yourself politically. I mean, is it ideological or is it tactical?
Well, it's more of
or maybe it's hereditary.
Stop trying to tie me in knots with your words, Jeremy. I let the music speak for itself. And the people agree with me.
Well, that remains to be seen. But you have given me a very easy segue out of a conversation that I promise you was much more painful for me than it was for you. So here he is with his hit song, Mrs. Loveland's Tears.
Oh no, I'm going to do something a little different. It's a new single I've been working on.
So this is unapproved.
Yeah. You love it.
Excellent. Don't worry, we've got a state-of-the-art censorship system. What's the worst that could happen? So here he is with a new song. It's Jesus.
First,
it's Jesus.
you're gonna pay up. You're gonna pay back. You're gonna pay back.
Well, we're all different races from many different places. At any given moment, only one could be the greatest. So you can feel elation from your participation. Still 2 leaders in this motherfucking nation. Now we're getting sanctioned, talking about expansion. Why does Julius require a massive fucking mansion? So fuck all your schemes, I don't need your freaky team. And I don't need your help to achieve my fucking dreams. So don't make a fuss when you find you're one of us. Get every single one of you's a bit Jesus. And you can call me crazy, cause no one ever pays me. But I won't waste a lifetime being motherfucking lazy. I may be inventive, my taste may be expensive, but why would I get out of bed with no fucking incentive? Although it's contravention of your obvious intention, I like to eat a little of the fruits in my invention. You make us the same, but we're not all the same. All our dreams, all our schemes, all our means are not the same. The best of the praise, of the crest of the wave, cause we're only equal people when we're motherfucking slaves. Take this fact, gonna stain it red, gonna slam it into Peter Clemens' motherfucking head, cause he's thick as shit, he's got a job he's unfit for. It's time to storm the castle with a motherfucking pitchfork. So this is for the snub ones, the push and the shove ones, the folks that feel the burden of their motherfucking loved ones. Ones who had plenty like a motherfucking Bentley. The ones who now finding out their bank accounts are empty. The ones of aspiration who had to flee a nation. The ones who built a business out of dreams of perspiration. There's all sorts of people, the good and the evil. It only takes a glance to see we're not all equal. You make us the same, but we're not all the same. All our dreams, all our schemes, all our means are not the same. And the best of the praise, serve the crest of the ways, cause we're only equal people when we're motherfucking slaves. Gonna take this fact, gonna stain it red, gonna slam it into Peter Clemens' motherfucking head, cause he's thick as shit, he's got a job he's unfit for. Time to storm the castle with a motherfucking pitchfork. Get out of your seats, get your asses in the streets, set a fire in the building, let them feel some fucking heat. Say you hate to go getters, you're squilling bed getters, and burn them on the powers of advances fucking letters. Gonna take his facts, gonna stain it red, gonna slam it into Peter Clemens' motherfucking head, cause he's thick as shit, he's got a job he's unfit for. It's time to storm the castle with a motherfucking pitchfork. Chase that dream, you don't need a fucking team, and advances little dancers aren't as harmless as it seems, cause they're stale and corrupt, then you're angry or wrong, then your hearts and your minds and your fists to destruct.
Jay's Us there with his new song. Thank you so much for joining us in the studio. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I may not agree with you, but I'd just like to offer you an apology. I've just been told that there was some kind of issue upstairs, and an attempt was made to censor some of your notes.
What? Are you joking?
I'd just like to say to you and everyone at home that this was a mistake.
This is absolutely ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous.
Here at the National Nightly News, we pride ourselves on remaining neutral, unbiased, and independent of any outside interference. You have my word. We will never censor ideas. We will never censor. Back to you, ideas.
A bit of dangerous language there, sorry about that. Well, thank you to little Jeremy Donaldson for providing our culture spot. Coming up, we'll be speaking to a couple of familiar faces about their upcoming dramatic outing. Don't go away. We'll be right back after this.
That's the ad.
Jenny, this is fucking outrageous!
Thank you so much. If you could just come with me.
No, this is ridiculous. Who's not complaining?
And I'm extremely unmarried. Just a mix-up, I'm sure. Now, if you come with me, I really do have to ask
Oh, trust me. My father's going to hear about this.
I understand.
But let's face it, sometimes the little...
This is unbelievable, Megan!
I don't know what you're talking about, Jeremy.
Don't trust me. I haven't spawned. Let's listen in on a couple of genuine real parents.
Just a reminder. Using that old VCR. And a new tape. Last ad break.
I'd never say this in public, but sometimes I just want to kick their little faces in.
Every night, I dream of choking the last tiny breath out of little Frankie. But when I wake up,
no, here we go.
Here.
Oh, shut up.
There has to be
Look
a
at
better
him.
way.
If we could just get you in position.
Oh, say no more.
Now there's
Say
a fun
no
place
more.
where you can send your children for
Jeremy, you remember
and we'll
Mr.
even pay you
Algebra?
for the
Vividly.
And Mr. Harris, and this is Ms. Radin.
I thought only a master
You're back together again, eh? Who'd have thought it?
But it turns out even a stupid child can do it. It is awfully exciting, isn't it?
Right, okay then.
Every day.
We're going live in 10 seconds, opening on camera 1.
I'll never be stupid enough to breathe. I'll always offer hope to those who do.
5, 4, 3.
Welcome Welcome back. And no, you're not mistaken. Sitting across from us are some very familiar faces.
You really are too kind, Megan. It was only a yogurt commercial, but I'm still proud of it.
Here to talk about his new show, we're joined by national treasure Tommy Harris, the National Theatre's Philippa Ray, and National Deficit Jeff Algebra.
So lovely to have you all. Tommy, would you like to tell us about the show?
You know what? I'd bloody love to. It's about me. It's about my life. It's about me.
And where did the idea come from?
So, picture this. Their legs akimbo, mid-session, sweat is pouring out of me like an immense hog. And then Cindy comes in, she says, Pete's on the phone.
That's Peter Clement, the Prime Minister.
Yeah, Pete's actually a really good mate of mine.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah, no, he comes to training sometimes. He's a pretty good goal sweeper. Anyway, so, yeah, Pete, he says, Toby, he thinks my name's Toby, see? He says, how would you like to spread your message of team spirit and cooperation across this fractured nation? How would you like to really make a difference in these desperate times?
What did you say?
Yeah,
What did you say?
Yeah,
So, Jeff, the question on everyone's lips is, what in God's name are you doing here? God's name are you doing here?
After the success of my debut work and all the people that I've touched, I knew that I had a career in theatre. I've always been an admirer of Tommy from afar. So when my manager phoned and said that I'd been offered the gig as director, I was ecstatic. I whipped my trousers off and got straight to work.
Why did you do that?
I do all my best work with my trousers off. I
Yeah,
do
I've
all my
been
best
told
work
that
with
too.
my trousers
No, no, I wouldn't say so.
Right, Tommy, sorry, would you just give us a sense of what the show is actually about?
It's about how hard it's been for me and some of the struggles that I've faced. It's like really getting to the heart of how tough it is to be me. I call it Tommy Harris. Jesus, that was hard.
Catchy. We actually have some clips of the process of the show. Would you mind telling us what's going on here?
Yeah, so the show is built around two things that are very important to me. It mixes scenes from my life as well as epic fantasy retellings of scenes from my life.
But Dad, you promised you'd come to my graduation.
I'm sorry, son. You're an embarrassment.
But Dad, you promised you'd come to my graduation.
Back, demon! Back to the hells! Back, demon! Back to the hells!
Philippa, what's it been like co-starring with Tommy Harris?
I've always dreamed of treading the boards at medium-scale regional theatres, Megan. And for once, this show really gives me something to sink my teeth into.
What's different about this show, then?
Tommy, Mr. Harris's show really lets me show my tremendous range as an actor. I've always suffered from typecasting, forced to play the same tired characters in every god-awful yogurt advert or godforsaken soap opera or, God forbid, a pantomime. But, you know, this show has really let me just go there.
Jeff, the viewers at home will be dying to know exactly what is it that you bring to the show? What is it that you bring to the show?
I think these guys would agree with me when I say that it's my steady hand on the tiller, my arm round the shoulder approach that's really brought the production from strength to strength.
Absolutely right. Jeff's contributions are immeasurable. He was our rock.
Can you give us a sneak peek of anything else that might be in the show?
Yeah, all sorts, yeah.
We've got lots of exclusive first-hand experiences of Tommy's time in the underground sports board scene.
And some epic fantasy retellings of Tommy's time in the underground sports board scene.
You'll never take the sacred path!
And am I right in saying this was officially commissioned by the government?
Yeah, all paid for by the taxpayer, which, you know, to be honest, is actually a lifesaver, really.
Yeah, I think it's fair to say that without Advance's support, we'd have had to cut the finale.
Which frankly would have been a travesty.
Oh, God, Jesus Christ! Jesus Christ!
You do this every night.
Absolutely. It's a metaphor, absolutely.
For what?
It's a metaphor.
For what? And the public are footing the bill, are they?
Too bloody right they are. Between the cost of my tour bus and the dry cleaning of my ties, I'm barely scraping a profit here.
Amazing. And where can the folks at home come and see this for themselves?
We're performing all over the nation.
And people can see it for absolutely free, all courtesy of Advance. Isn't that incredible, Jeremy?
Yes, it's unbelievable. Yes.
Well, thank you all so much for coming. Next time we see you, no doubt, you'll have taken our jobs. You'll have taken our jobs.
That's all we have time for tonight. Join us tomorrow when I'll be interviewing the world's most attractive horse. I'm Jeremy Dawson.
And I'm Megan Wolf. And from all of us here, I'm Megan Wolf.
That's the ads. Let's get reset for tomorrow, please.
Hey, we must stop bumping into each other like this, eh?
Fed up of dry and brittle split ends?
Oh.
Say hello to Acid Gastrique. Provitamin formula is a deep fortifying intensive treatment that repairs and